Alright, greetings everyone. This is your spiritual consultant, your Shad'Oracle, MadamShadO, here in the Shadow Gallery with the Hellpaws as per usual. If you would like to book your private session, you may do so at my website, www.MadamShadO.com. No W in Shad'O. If you put a W in Shad'O, not responsible where you go, where you end up. Of course, love me, like me, share me, subscribe to me, turn notifications on so you know when I go live. Join me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Big O. If you're on Big O, wear my tag loudly and proudly, or look, honey, I don't know how long I'm gonna be. Like, this is probably gonna be my last broadcast as a host on Big O, cause it's it's bullshit. just a matter of fact, it's bullshit. Um. Oh fuck. Forgot I gotta do this. Well, now y'all see when I say I don't play with lightning, it's not that we get a little lightning. We get full shows over here. And the only reason I'm on here is because I have a live house tonight. We gonna see how long I stay a host because it's been some fuckery. I don't do good with fuckery. So in about 3 minutes, it's gonna cut out, and it's gonna go to the live house. So just come back. Just the babies going to bed last. Huh? What's up, Patrick? But yeah, honey, when I say they decided to ban me for a couple of hours, or they banned me for an hour for talking about some goddamn eggs, the difference between regular pasteurized, I'm done with this shit. So likely, thank you, Patrick. Most likely, my ass will be doing this solo. Here you go, y'all. Okay, send the fucking thing. Like, the notification came up so fucking quick and then disappeared. Send the thing again, Livehouse. When the Livehouse one start, y'all just come back and start asking y'all questions. All right. Greetings, everyone. This is your spiritual consultant, your Shad'Oracle, MadamShadO, here in the Shadow Gallery with the Hellpaws as per usual. If you would like to book your private session, you may do so at my website, www.MadamShadO.com. No W in Shad'O. If you put a W in Shad'O, I'm not responsible where you go, where you end up. Of course, love me, like me, share me, subscribe to me, turn notifications on when I go live. If you're on Big O, by all means, wear my tag loudly and proudly. So, let's go ahead and kick this off. We're not even going to, let's just go ahead and get to reading. D, what's up? Menchiza? What's going on, Menchiza? Nature's Karma, welcome. Honey, Nature, you going crazy outside my window right now. If you guys were on earlier, y'all saw the lightning show that is outside my door. When I say lightning, I mean it has not stopped. I was out there for a good hour. It never slowed down. So, why is this song stuck in my head? It's always a song stuck in my head. So, by all means, ask your questions. If you like to donate, if you would like to book your private session, if you would like to purchase your live pulls. Big O, you can send your gifts and everything. If not, you can go on my website and just purchase it directly, however you want to do it. I get so weak in the knees I can hardly speak. That song, I have no idea where it came from. I don't think it was on the radio. It could have been, because that was early in the morning. They don't tend to play that type of song early in the morning. Where did I hear it? Like, I literally woke up from a nap and that has been playing in my song, like, in my head ever since. But by all means, go ahead and start asking your questions. What is that song? What is the name of that song? What is the name of it? Because now I need to look up the lyrics. Is it SWV or SVW? I always, for some reason, fuck up their damn name. Fun Sway, what's going on, honey? Go ahead and ask your questions before Livehouse say I'm not doing the thing I said I was going to be doing. It's SWV. Why do I keep calling them SVW? Seeing what's going on. Well, hell, that song sounds like a damn STD. Can't explain why your loving makes me weak. And hell, SV. Come on, SWV. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, no. I didn't know what that was. We're not doing that. Well, thank y'all for the love, honey. I did not see all of that. So, anyone from Big O, since y'all are watching Live House, by all means, ask your questions. General, let's see what's generally going on with you. I'm gonna do the cards that I pulled first, and then I'm gonna do the cards that fell out, because apparently you have a story. First, you have the High Priestess upright. This is, you already know. That is literally what this card is. You already know. Your intuition, your gut, everything possible is saying you already know. Silly up, what's going on? Temperance is upright. This is about healing. Why this is so funny is because the card that fell out is 3 cards that fell out for you. As I pull up this one, this is the one that fell out. If I have any cards that are polar opposites, it would be these 2. This is saying heal, reflect, be an adult about it. Just be a man about it. However, this one says recale. Story time. Once there were 2 little people in the circus. This is literally the story, Big O. Don't get crazy and try to ban me. This is literally the story behind the card. These are Edgar Allan Poe cards. There were 2 little people who were in the circus. A king decided he wanted to buy them. It's a circus back in the day, so they sold them. Baby, he brought them to his house and did unspeakable atrocities to them. Not bad, but still it's fucked up. The issue became when the king got beside himself and decided he was going to spit in the face of the little woman. The little man was not having that. So the king had a party that day. Big party. Everybody in the damn state was there, honey. Beyonce, Jay-Z, all of them there. Obama sitting in the back and everything. When he has this party, he has these 2 little people come out. The little man decides he's going to tie the man up with 4 of his best friends. He then strings them from the chandelier. When he strings them from the chandelier, everyone's laughing. Oh, how droll of you. It's new age entertainment. I'm beside myself. And the king was even like, oh, this is funny. Then the little man hit him with the Wednesday Addams matchstick trick. He douses them in gasoline, kerosene, lighter fluid, something very flammable. And that's when the king realized this ain't a joke no more. Now his little compadres are still sitting here like, hey, bruh. Okay, when can we let me down? When's the joke over? When he struck that match, he dropped it. He would never spit on another person. Now they're up there writhing and screaming in agony. The people around them, though, are like, oh my God, how did they do that? It looks so realistic. Back in the day where there was no Photoshop, no computer generated, no green screen, no nothing. He lit their ass on fire. This is saying there's a lot of pent up aggression. A lot of you just ready to fucking snap. Which is funny that it came out with the temperance card. Maybe in order for your ass to heal, you gotta snap like Meg Griffin. Then you have the Ten of Pentacles upright. This is on the track to the treasure map. This is, you got a treasure map, it's real, follow it. Shasha and Dylan, what's going on? Ace of Pentacles is upright. This is just shy of one card being the luckiest card in my deck. This is luck in finances. This is a new job opportunity. This is make your moves. I'm going to assume that whatever job you had before, you might be telling them, go to hell, kiss my ass, and then going on to something better. But that's just what I think. And that's how I interpret it. I'll even let, nah, I better not let you see it before Big O sit here and say, you're promoting this. No, I'm not. Rebel, what's going on, honey? I am in my live house thing tonight. How does it show up? Like, does it just show up as my regular thing, or did y'all have to go to live house to go to it? Because I have no idea how this went. Tea time at the Apollo. Oh, I'm sorry, at the Big O. Honey, where is... Now, since I am reading, in like the last 5 minutes of this, let me know if y'all want me to read the excerpt from it or Christine. So you had to go to Live House? Okay. Let me know if you want to hear the excerpt when Moochie got ran over by Christine. You want to hear Christine? Or do you want to hear Georgie's demise from it? You would like to hear Christine? Give me a second, sugar. Oh, Christine, you have clients that are waiting for you. Christine? Christine is here. As me, your ears been ringing, which... So, ringing ears, I told y'all, anything that is out of the norm, anything that is out, like just weird, stands out, like your ears ringing, stop and take stock of your situation. X-Men, since you asked so politely. We'll do Moochie. That's Lee. That's Christine Laidlow. The accident. And it wasn't no accident. Just Griselda Blanco. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna go a little into the macabre today. Let me find the page. And when I say I don't have the full collection of Stephen King. I am working on it. Oh. No. Cookie Monsters, what's going on? Which chapter? X-Men has been so kind and has asked for the scene where Moochie got ran over and it wasn't by a reindeer. Moochie got run over by Christine. He shouldn't have messed with her that night. Dee Dee, welcome, honey. Cookie Monsters. Let's see, Scouts Honor. Let me. The after. Moochie Welch. Is this it? All right. X-Men, are you ready? And the song that is playing is Bo Diddley. The night was dark, the sky was blue, and down the alley an ice wagon flew. Door banged open, somebody screamed. You ought to heard just what I seen. We are doing the excerpt from what Moochie Welch from Stephen King's Christine. Mind you, just remember that 1957 Plymouth Fury, they couldn't find, so they had to, in the movie, they had to use other cars, like a Bel Air and a Belvedere. The Thursday after Thanksgiving was the last day of November, the night that Jackson Browne played the Pittsburgh Civic Center to a sellout crowd. Moochie Welch went up to Richie Trelawney and Nikki Billingham, but got separated from them even before the show began. He was spare changing, and whether it was because the impending Brown concert had created some extremely mellow vibes, or because he was becoming something of an endearing fixture, Moochie, a romantic, liked to believe the latter. He had had a remarkably good night. He collected nearly $30 worth of spare change. It was disturbing. It was distributed among all his pockets. Moochie jingled like a piggy bank. Thumbing home had been remarkably easy, too. With all the traffic leaving the Civic Center, the concert ended at 11:40, and he was back in Libertyville shortly after 1:15. His last ride was with a young guy who was headed back to Prestonville on Route 66. Shortcake, what's going on, honey? The guy dropped him at the 376 ramp on JFK Drive. Moochie decided to walk up to Vandenberg's Happy Gas and see Buddy. You know Buddy Ripperton's ass. Buddy had a car, which means that Moochie, who lived far out on Kingsfield Pike, wouldn't have to walk home. It was hard work, hitching rides, once you got out in the boonies. And the Kingsfield Pike was Boondock City. It meant he wouldn't be home until well past dawn. But in cold weather, a sure ride was not to be sneezed at. And Buddy might have a bottle. He had walked a quarter of a mile from the 376 exit ramp in the deep single number cold. His cleated heels clicking on the deserted sidewalk. His shadow waxing and waning under the eerie orange streetlights. And had still perhaps a mile to go when he saw a car parked at the curb up ahead. Huh? Eric the Blue. I have no idea what you're talking about, ID channel. We're just reading from Christine. Exhaust curled out of his twin pipes and hung in the perfectly still air, clouding it, before drifting lazily away in stacked layers. The grill, bright chrome highlighted with pricks of orange light, looked at him like a grinning idiot mouth. Mickey, what's going on? Moochie recognized the car. It was a two-tone Plymouth. In the light of the maximum illumination street lamps, the two tones seemed to be ivory and dried blood. It was Christine. Moochie stopped and a stupid sort of wonder flooded through him. It was not fear. It couldn't be Christine. That was impossible. They had punched a dozen holes in the radiator of... Y'all know what he called the boy in... Fucking, I'm just gonna read it. In Cuntface's car. They had dumped a nearly full bottle of Texas Driver into the car, and Buddy had produced a 5-pound sack of Domino sugar, which he had funneled into the gas tank through Moochie's cupped hands. Honey, I don't know what you're talking about. You just gonna have to be quiet. I have no idea what you're talking about. And all that just for starters. Buddy had demonstrated a kind of furious invention when it came to destroying Cuntface's car. It had left Moochie feeling both delighted and uneasy. Thank you, sugar. All in all, that car should not have moved on its own power for 6 months, if ever. So this could not be Christine. It was some 58 Fury. Except it was Christine. He knew it. Moochie stood there on the deserted early morning sidewalk, his numb ears poking out from beneath his long hair, his breath pluming frostily in the air. The car sat at the curb facing him, engine growling softly. It was impossible to tell who, if anyone, was behind the wheel. It was parked directly beneath one of the street lights. Tootie, what's going on? And the orange glow burned across the glass of the unmarked windshield like a waterproof jack-o'-lantern seen deep down in dark water. Thanks for being a fan, honey. Moochie began to be afraid. Now he decides to be scared. He slicked his tongue over dry lips and looked around. To his left was JFK Drive, 6 lanes wide and looking like a dry riverbed at this empty hour of the morning. To his right was a photography shop, orange letters outlined in red spelling Kodak across his window. He looked back at the car. It just sat there, idling. He opened his mouth to speak and produced no sound. He tried again and got a croak. Hey, Cunningham! The car sat, seeming to brood, exhaust curled up. The engine rumbled idling fat on high-test gas. I don't know what kind of performances you can do. I do tarot reading, but I also read regular books. And it was requested that I read this excerpt from Christine. But by all means, ask your questions and I will read you from tarot as well. Reese Cup, what's going on? That you, Cunningham? He took one more step, a cleated scrape on the cement. His heart was thudding in his neck. He looked around the street again. Yes, I'm doing readings. Surely another car would come. JFK Drive couldn't possibly be totally deserted even at 1:25 in the morning. Could it? But there were no cars. Only the flat orange glare of the streetlights. Moochie cleared his throat. You ain't mad, are you? Suddenly, Christine's dual pipes came on, pinning him in her headlights came on, pinning him in harsh white light. The Fury ripped toward him, peeling out, the tires screaming, black slashes of rubber onto the pavement. It came with such a sudden power that the rear end seemed to squat like the haunches of a dog preparing to spring. A dog, or she-wolf, plant-based, London, what's going on? The on-side wheels jumped up on the pavement and it ran at Moochie that way. Offset wheels down, on-side wheels up over the curb, canted at an angle. The undercarriage scraped and screeched and shrieked and shot off a swirling flicker of sparks. Moochie screamed and tried to sidestep. The edge of Christine's bumper barely flicked his left calf and took a chunk of meat. Warm wetness coursed down his leg and puddled in his shoe. If you would like me to read you from tarot, by all means ask your questions. The warmth of his own blood made him realize in a confused way just how cold the night was. He thudded hip first into the doorway of the photo shop, barely missing the plate glass window. A foot to the left and he would have crashed right through, landing in a litter of Nikons and Polaroid one-steps. He could hear the car's engine suddenly revving up, that horrible, unearthly shrieking of the undercarriage on the cement again. Moochie turned around, panting harshly. Christine was reversing back up the gutter, and as it passed him, he saw. There was no one behind the wheel. Panic began to pound in his head. Moochie took to his heels. He ran out into JFK Drive, sprinting toward the far side. There was an alley over there between a market and a dry cleaning place, too narrow for the car. If he could just get there. Carrie, what's going on? Change jingled madly in his pants pocket and in the 5 or 6 pockets of the army surplus duffel coat. Quarters, nickels, dimes, a jingling silver carillon. He pumped his knees almost to his chin. His cleated engineer boots drummed the pavement. His shadow chased him. The car somewhere behind him revved again, fell off, revved again, fell off, and then the motor began to shriek. The tires wailed and Christine shot at Moochie Welch's back, crossing the lanes of JFK Drive at right angles. Moochie screamed and could not hear himself scream because the car was still peeling rubber. The car was still shrieking like an insanely angry, murderous woman, and that shriek filled the world. His shadow was no longer chasing him. It was leading him and getting longer. In the window of the dry cleaning shop, he saw great yellow blossom. Great yellow eyes blossom. It wasn't even close. At the very last moment, Moochie tried to jig left, but Christine jigged with him, as if she could read his final desperate thought. The Plymouth hit him squarely, still accelerating, breaking Moochie Welch's back, and knocking him sprang out of his engineer's boots. He was thrown 40 feet into the brick siding of the little market, again narrowly missing a plunge through a plate glass window. The force of his strike was hard enough to cause him to rebound into the street again, leaving a splash of blood on the brick like an ink blot. A picture of it would appear the next day on the front page of the Libertyville Keystone. Christine reversed, screeched to a skidding stop, sliding stop, and roared forward again. Moochie lay near the curb and trying to get up. He couldn't get up. Nothing seemed to work. All the signals were scrambled. Bright white light washed over him. No, he whispered through a mouthful of broken teeth. No, boom! The car roared forward and over him. Chains flew everywhere. That's a serious ass hit to get the damn sonic rings knocked out of you. Moochie was pulled and rolled first one way and then the other as Christine reversed into the street again. She stood there, engine revving and falling to a rich idle. Then revving again. She stood there as if thinking. Then she came at him again. She hit him, jumped the curb, skidded around, and then reversed again, thumping back down. She screamed forward and back and forward. Her headlights glared. Her exhaust pipes jetted hot blue smoke. The thing in the street no longer looked like a human being. It looked like a scattered bundle of rags. The car reversed a final time, skidded around the half circle and accelerated, roaring over the bleeding bundle in the street again down the drive. The blast of his engine still winding up to full rev, racketing off the walls of the sleeping building. But not entirely sleeping now. Lights were beginning to flick on. People who lived over their stores, who were going to their windows to see what all the racket had been about, and if there had been an accident. One of Christine's headlights had been shattered. Another flickered steadily on and off, with a thin wash of Moochie's blood. The grill had been bent inward, and the dents in it approximated the shape and size of Moochie's torso, with all the gruesome perfection of a death mask. Blood was splashed across the hood and fans that spread out as the wind speed increased. The exhaust had taken on a heavy blatting sound. One of Christine's two mufflers had been destroyed. Inside on the instrument panel, the odometer continued to run backward, as if Christine was somehow slipping back into time, leaving not only the scene of the hit and run behind, but the actual hit and run. The muffler was the first thing. Suddenly, that flat blatting sound diminished and smoothed out. The fans of blood on the hood began to run toward the front of the car again in spite of the wind, as if a movie film had been reversed. The flickering headlight suddenly shone steadily, and a tenth of a mile later, the dead light became a headlight again, with an unimportant tinkling sound, no more than the sound of a small boy's boot breaking through the thin scum of ice in a mud puddle. The glass reassembled itself from nowhere. There was a lot of pump, pump, pump sound from the front end, the sound of denting metal, the sound you sometimes get when you squeeze a beer can. So basically, she started putting herself together again. And this is the last 2 minutes of my live house. I know this was not the reading you guys were expecting, but if you want to read or get read further, after this, I will be live for a couple of more, maybe 30 more minutes. Come to my page and get read. Again, if you would like to book your private session, do so on my website, www.MadamShadO.com. No W in Shad'O. If you put a W in Shad'O, I'm not responsible where you go or where you end up. Yeah. So, in this last minute, I thank y'all. We had fun. I love Stephen King. You look, I didn't read it. I really started doing voices. Yeah, we got a minute. Starlight, I'm good. How are you? You want to get your question in before this ends in 56 seconds? Dominique, what's going on? Okay, 45 seconds. Ask your question, sugar. How you doing, sugar? When this live house ends, just come to my actual live and ask your questions. But I thank y'all. We are just waiting for this to end, and I will see y'all on my page. And come and get your readings. Again, my website, www.MadamShadO.com. No W in Shad'O. Live house, thank you, honey. Starlight, find my page. Follow me now. Find my page because I'm going live again. All right, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. SK. Look here. What is, damn it, is it on this book? Because it might be on it. And it is in the living room. Oh. SK. Let me see. Let me flip this. I guess that didn't matter. Nope. That didn't matter. Oh well. But yeah. That's the emblem on the Stephen King books. Veronica, what's going on, honey? Santos, what's going on? Melanin, welcome, honey. I haven't seen you in a minute. Oh, thank you, honey. Keenan, welcome, honey. Cotton, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you, Melanin. It's hot. It is warm. God, that damn song won't leave me alone. Thank you, Melanin. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated. So, by all means, ask your questions. And we have to get your sisters their birthday treats. Get down. Did I tell you to come up here? R&B Stoner, what's going on, honey? By all means, ask your questions. Did I tell you to come up here? Get down. By all means, ask your questions. Louise, what's going on, honey? ID channel, welcome. No. Thank you, Melanin. Can you fast forward to TikTok? Like, mm-mm. Nah, baby, you got that whole thing wrong. didn't think you can get banned off of Instagram. Mm. One love, what's going on, honey? By all means, ask y'all questions. So you about outside somebody's house? Hold up. Y'all went, they ran up to somebody's house to fight, and you pulled out an AK, and you don't even know how to hold it? Hold up. You supposed to be over there trying to fight. You running up with, so I know you ain't about shit. Alright. Your ass gonna get popped. He gonna get killed. I know damn well y'all not acting like y'all surprised. Mm-mm. You should have called the police on them. Sushi boy, what's going on? Okay, so anybody got any questions? Because if not, I'll just go do something else. Wow. Oh wow. That's cool as shit. Yeah. Dangerous. What's going on, honey? Oh, honey, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and ask your question. Okay, so looks like I'll be changing the time that I go live. I'll probably go back to the time that I was doing beforehand, which was like 2 o'clock Eastern time. Because yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna do an hour then an hour later, or Sky, what's going on? But if you got questions, ask it now, cause if not, I'll just end the live and go about my nights. I should have bought more fruit. All right. We thank you for joining us in the Shadow Gallery. The lights are out, the doors are closing. The Hellpaw Pull graciously and gratefully escort you on out the door. Please do not trip on your way out. They do not care. They will catch you out like a bag of bones or runes. If you would like to book your private session, you may do so at my website, www.MadamShadO.com. No W in Shad'O. If you put a W in Shad'O, I'm not responsible where you go, we end up. Like me, love me, share me, subscribe to me, turn notifications on so you know when I go live. Join me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Big O. Big O, I mean, you can wear my tag loudly and proudly, but I probably won't be a host after this month. So this will probably go back to being a normal page, and I might go back to my old page on Big O. We just never know. But yeah, I'll see y'all when I see you. Have a good one or the night you deserve.